Don't come here and give me half your ass. I need you to use both cheeks. We not half-assing nothing. We using both cheeks.
Yes. Are you willing to go into the cave of your mind? The subconscious part, where memories are stored. Into the cave. Are you willing to go into the cave of your heart, where trauma lives? Are you willing to go into the cave of your life, to look for the skeletons that need to be examined? Remember our choice. To find your voice. I know. Are you willing to choose the cave when times are rough? Things get rough. When you've had enough. I know sometimes. Are you willing to go into the cave, into the void, into the quiet spaces of your being, to find your true self? Into the void, into the cave. We're back. We're back. Welcome to Into the Cave, episode 12.
12 is a good number.
Yeah.
12 is actually a good number. We talked about that.
A little update. Well, first, before we even go into updates, we have Gladys Nayoth here with us once again.
Okay.
And if you watched episode 10, I mentioned like at the very end where I was like, can you sing for us? Or like, and I was like, stay tuned. You know, Lost Boy, if you want to see more about... Lost Boy is with us today, everyone. Lost Boy is with us today.
Thank you.
We're out of winter. Hello, spring.
Hello, spring. Hello, spring.
We've done a lot already thus far. Spring is technically the new year, guys. Like...
Hooray!
Right? Right? Like, this whole Happy New Year in January while things are still dead is not the move. So
This is the last time we do this.
yeah, we're blooming now. We're blooming now. You know, we're harvesting. We're here. We're alive. We're alive. We're sprouting. Right. Our event, The Village, went great, and it was a lot. It was a lot. I'm hoping that episode 12 is a declaration of where we're headed, where we're going, what's possible for season 2. Yep, guys, I said it. Season 2, which means this is the last. This is the last episode of season 1.
Yes. First of all, that's such a beautiful accomplishment.
Thank you.
You did that.
We did that.
I mean, yes, but like, come on.
Yeah.
Being the Spider Woman that you are.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a full circle.
And I think, you know, what's beautiful about just the birth of Into the Cave up until now, we've really been moving with spirit. And I wasn't necessarily thinking about like a season 2. I think I was just present with, okay, we're going to do these monthly releases, monthly episodes, and life started to life. And circumstances came into play, and finances shifted drastically. And Spirit said, you know, what if we paused? And it's like, oh, well, it actually works. It's episode 12. We did this for a whole year. And any good production, I feel, has some breathing room to reinvent itself, to relaunch, to do something new. So we have a special treat. So I'm going to turn it over to Gladys. I know that in the episode that her and I were on, we also mentioned that we had this event, The Village, and that was extremely successful as well. And also we realized when it comes to doing the most all the time, like setup, production, scheduling, rehearsals, facilitation, activation, cooking, cleaning, breakdown, calling the rental companies. Without a full team is like not sustainable
at all. And it's a story of so many of us. Like, I think that event was just a powerful crossroad, to say the least, with everything that's been unfolded since our first episode. It's like, all right, like we talk about this, like we've had a great response around, like this, women do less, it's like, there was a moment where for us, it was like, if we don't do it, first, we're full of shit.
Right.
One.
Right.
And two, it's always going to be a chase.
Yeah.
And I think that now we graduated. Like, it's like a year. Look what a year did. A year.
We have graduated to know your worth and stand by it.
Literally, y'all.
Because it's like one thing to like know our worth. It's another thing to trust that standing by our worth means we might have to decline some things that might seem like the thing that is going to get us to the next level. It's like, but if it isn't fully honoring what it takes to show up fully in our excellence, then it's a no. So today we're gonna have some fun. Before we, I would say, introduce you to another layer of what we do and create here, I would love for you to share about like the Blu Door and the purpose of the Blu Door and why it's alive. And then we'll go deeper into it once we get to the next part of episode 12.
I think the Blu Door is our bridge to get back to our creativity. I think a lot of us went through that season of like, okay, I have to hold on to my dreams because we're not all together, or we know what's going to happen, or we start getting old and we start seeing people leaving us and it gets real. Do you know what I mean? And so the Blu Door, as we went through our discipline of like building together, seeing what it looks like to do that in the system, within the system, outside the system, all of that, like now it's like, it pays off to now sustain our creativity. And so the Blu Door represents that for community, where we are starting slowly but surely to create an incubator for creativity. And what it looks like is for us to have space to channel our gifts, but also to record them. Like, how often do we actually feel that channel, and then all of a sudden it's like, and now it's like, right, there's a studio. Or like the opposite, the retreat, and to have a space where you can actually retreat so that it's real for you. Like the journey of the career, like to be a creative in America in 2025. Yeah. Without the Hollywood politics bullshit, right, without the let's cast the most majestic roles so that it looks good marketing wise, but really, did we actually check our authentic facts? All of that has to stop. And so the Blu Door is an incubator for us, by us, with the hope that we save what's real, especially about LA. That part. That's it. And that's it.
I love that. To piggyback off of Gladys, the Blu Door is a space for us to authentically create, especially in LA and even in New York, right? There's a lot of artist residencies where artists go to be taken care of in a way. You get lodging. Some include food, most do not, right? And you're there to just have space to just fully be in your artistry. And I think a missing piece for artist residencies has been the wellness piece. And what I love about what we've created with the Blu Door is there is that blend where not only artists can come to activate their creativity, or if they feel stuck, there's creative direction there too, right? There's expressive arts exercises to get us fully in like the somatic process of what it means to let go, be in our body, and allow our artistry to spill out. I think the wellness portion is vital because
we do the most. We do the most. I turn myself in. I'm the problem. We do the most. And I think that creativity, by the time you just give so much, like it's literally birthing God itself. And then you get hungry. But what do? We get the caffeine, we do this, we do that. And it's like, yes, it's all good, but your body needs to stay grounded so that that good stuff that gets people to really see you is being nurtured, you know? That's it.
That part. So we like are turning in the whole starving artist card and it's being replaced with the nourished artist.
Okay, see?
We're not starving artists, okay? We are nourished artists.
Do less, make more.
See? Y'all remember? We said it, and I'll also turn myself in too, because I definitely was doing the most after I said that thing. So I take accountability for, telling y'all to do less and make more. I was actually talking to myself, I realized.
It's always, yeah.
So, should we take them into the Blu Door?
I mean, the Blu Door is everywhere here. I want people to understand that the Blu Door is kind of what we did on Thursday. It's a village for the artists. So now what you're going to experience is where we create the magic. Do you hear the percussions? Do you hear the drum, Simba? You see, at some point, it is time.
Oh.
It's time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's time.
Just,
Yeah,
right
okay.
now. Get your tea.
I'm getting my
okay.
tea.
All right.
I'm
Okay. Matt, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. Great. Awesome.
Something that you all don't know is this is episode 12 of Into the Cave, and this is going to be the season finale.
Whoa. Oh, wow.
I didn't know that. Well, I'm so happy to be here.
I know.
Yeah. Congratulations on the completion.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Yes.
Thank you.
Snaps all around.
Yeah. So life circumstances happen, and got to take a little bit of a pause and a breather. And I think as we're going to be talking about authentic artistry and like what it takes to make this stuff happen, I think it is divine that it's 12, it's like, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We did a whole year, we're coming to a close. Finances have shifted.
Yeah, I feel it.
And you feel it, right? And I want to brainstorm and like kind of lean into community and just figure out how can we start doing things where it's actually like sustainable and it doesn't break our pockets, break us. Yeah.
Body.
Yes, right? So here we are in the Blu Door, and that's how we know Zach. Zach also co-produced Planet X, my most latest project with Uja.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so Zach is a part of Tribe.
Welcome, Zach. Ha ha.
No welcome.
Just to segue kind of what you were saying about sustainability, and like I was just listening to the verbiage that was going to come out. I was trying to pinpoint where specifically that comes from. You specifically, now that you're at 12 and you have all your other projects and have come to completion, how does that feel? Because I also feel like a sense of stress as you're saying it as well, which is like, for me, that's the real part. It's just like the artistry is like what you live for, what you do, but there is like a double-sided coin to all of it too, which is like, is stressful.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that's what you kind of wanted to.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would love to hear from everyone because, because you're right. I think just this season alone, it was like the release of Planet X, which was like, what was I thinking? Like, that was like, it was great, but like when you add everything up, it's like, whoa. And then when you see what you get in return, you know, right. You know,
what's that ROI like though?
Right. And it's just like, wait, this didn't make sense. Yeah.
Don't even get me
Yeah. Like I'm curious to hear. I know everyone kind of has the same story, but it shows up in different ways. It's just how people manage it is what's very intriguing to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially here in LA, where it's just like LA is just a different beast.
She's a tough cookie.
Yeah.
Yes. In the camera, like
y'all know if y'all out here.
But
from being able to observe many people on this track of like living through their artistry, right?
Yeah.
And being myself also on this journey of what parts of life just make me feel good and are supposed to just be that. Because what I notice is on this quest to have your passion be the thing that also fuels your ability to live, there's always this hurdle battle of like really making it what you said, which is sustainable so that it works for you. And it's not just you feeling like you're utilizing every inch of energy you have in the quantum fields to both finance and curate the vision the way you see it in your head and not dumb it down and make it smaller and lesser than, but make it of the quality you believe it should be and the quality you know that people are expecting from you because of what they've seen you do and be attached to.
Yes.
And no one knows that it's really just you.
It's literally just you. It's literally you.
And when you are all of the parts, when that return comes back, you then also have to be the deciding factor of what is the value of return I'm looking for that makes me feel like at least everything I did makes me feel whole, complete, and able and wanting to do it again.
Right.
And sometimes when we're on this journey, that's the hard thing to decipher and figure out because there is this just simple part of living that's life.
Right.
You want someplace safe, you feel comfortable living, that you feel good in, that can recharge you, you know, in your spirit and in your mind and in your body and in your creativity.
Right.
And you need certain things to really just fuel your ability to exist. So I think, at least for me on this journey, in my breakaway, you know, and I had got my accident, I had to leave, and it was a whole thing, and I was like, oh, someone sent me back to LA, I lost everything I've been building for 8 years.
Yeah.
And then it was like, but actually, you've been building yourself for 8 years, and you can be wherever the fuck you want to be because it's 2025. And we have access the same way everywhere because I'm the same person no matter where I am.
Right.
But what fuels me? Is it the idea of that I get to create in people's minds of the life I get to live or the actual life I get to live?
Right.
And then how do I get to live that life?
Right.
So all of that said, I hope that helps people understand the complexities of what has to go on in your mind. And then you're showing up for you, and when you meet beautiful other artists, you want to show up for them in the quality that you know that you can make their vision come through to that same level, right?
Yeah.
For me, feeling of like different artistries and artist paths, one thing that opened up to me that helped me not need my specific love for like being the actress or being the dancer or being the rapper, those are all the things, right? Or, you know, doing the things, like having to be that. But I have a love, an overarching love and passion for creating the thing. So now I seek jobs, right, that allow me to experience what it's like to be on other sides of the playing field of the game. Do I like this part? No, I don't like this role. I really like this role. I see how this is needed. Oh, wait, you just do that and that's the payout for that? Then you got all this free time to be doing all the other stuff that you're passionate about? Oh, okay, this is how we break it up and how we make it so that the thing that I love I don't have to necessarily rely on that thing to be the thing, even though our minds have been conditioned to believe that that's freedom.
Yeah, I resonate with that last part. That part of like, it doesn't necessarily have to be the thing you survive on.
Yeah.
I think that, for me, has been a huge theme that had to be disconnected. I think it kind of strangled it for me. You know, at some point you like, I mean, in a way, it kind of creates this unattainable drive. Like, okay, yeah, I need to be out there. I need to be on that next thing. I need to do whatever. But it's just like, at some point, I think that's like the beginnings of the wrong way to kind of treat any kind of passion or any kind of art, you know. I think music for me has always been this like, you know, if you love what you do, then you're not working a day in your life. You come up, you wake up, go to the studio. This is all, you know, come do it with friends, smoke hookah, do it again next morning, then go to a jam session. It's like, what kind of life is this? You know? Yeah. And then you look up and be like, damn, I've been jamming with my friends for 15 years.
I've been jamming with my friends.
Like, this is great, but then the butt hits because the why changed. And and because the why changed, the drive kind of burnt out. It's just like, well, when I was 21, it was like, oh yeah, we eating ramen, we doing whatever, we're gonna every jam since we're gonna play, and then you wake up, it's just like, I did that already. Or like, but even when you get that, then what? It's like if the why changes, it's hard to now it feels like a job. It's just like, do I really have to be here? But you committed, gotta be there. No matter if you committed the whole year, your whole year's for this. It's like, but my why is slowly changing, showing up to commitments, but now I'm hating them. I'm just like, I'm like, man, it's like, I committed to this shit. I forgot. I completely forgot because I'm not even here anymore. Because it's like, I don't even know why, you know. I think for me, that was a huge thing that kind of hit hard. And it was funny because it's like, it was probably something that's been dangling, but you forget about it, you compartmentalize it. And then there's just certain moments that happen, like when COVID hit. COVID was a huge part where just like everyone slowed down and all that shit just comes rushing in, right? And I think what was similar here was that moment where we didn't have a studio anymore. And there's these moments where you kind of sit down and you just kind of like, the anxiety fills. Because there's no studio, but the work hasn't stopped. What are you gonna do? You still gotta finish this album. You still gotta do this thing. No studio. It's just like then the anxiety pause, and then you just like, fuck this shit, man. It's like, fuck all this shit. It's like I gotta breathe for a second, and you just like, I'm letting it all go, and then just like you let it go, and it's just like then there's the cycles of your identity. It's like, but what would you be if you didn't doing this thing? And it's just like, wait, what? Like you said, 8 years we've been building. Oh no, what? It's just like, and then you just like. You just make all that shit up in your own head. You just make it up. And the real journey is learning to detach from all that. Because that's years built. Years of what has been your battery, you know? And
decades for sure.
Right. And when your identity is wrapped in it, it's like, how do you... That's tough. That's been the tough thing. It's like, how do you like separate from that while also it's like this death that you have to go through that's like accepting that if that thing played out like this, it's okay. If it played out like this, that's okay too. Because if I say, no, it only has to be this way and it doesn't happen, then it's just like expectation. So it's like, that's kind of been a real journey going through mentally for the last year, honestly, for me.
Yeah.
So.
Everything that you guys are saying, both you and Keys, is so in line with where I am, where I've been. It is a journey. It's a journey, especially because I am actively about to put out new music, right? And technically, I haven't put out music since 2021. It's 2025. Like, no one really notices because I've been so busy regardless. I've been so quote unquote present regardless. But man, it was the work that I did in 2021 where I put out 4 EPs, did 4 EPs and 4 singles, maybe 5. For like a concert for each one.
I remember.
Did a merch drop for each one. And 3 of them were a month apart.
Right.
In the middle of a pandemic.
Yep.
And the sound was fucked every single time.
Facts.
And then a couple months later, for Labor Day, I did the Sugarcane Project and went to New York.
Yep, you sure did.
And did a whole event there.
Right.
Nobody else is paying for this.
Right. Sorry. That's the part.
Nobody else is paying for this.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, well, that's what you do. You gotta invest in your shit. If another person say that to me, I'm gonna smack the shit out of them.
Right.
Don't talk to me. I don't know many people that have invested as much as I've invested.
Come on.
Right.
I can't even. It's like please stop talking to me.
Come on.
Or I swell up on that ass.
Yeah. Yes.
You get what I mean? So if I am having a moment where I'm like, I'm tired in a real way, and I realized that I wasn't allowed to express it because it was like, well, look at this. If I were you, I'd do this with what I think. This is what I think I would do with what I think that you have.
Right. Because you don't know what I got.
Right.
You don't know what I got.
Right.
Illusion is the biggest disillusion.
You don't know what I don't got.
Right.
That part.
That part.
You don't know the things that you've seen me do.
Come on.
That I did with what I didn't have.
Right.
And the amount of people that showed up for me when I didn't have it.
Right.
If you wanted to show up because you've seen something that I've done in the past, and so you're down to be a part of the new iteration of the vision, don't come here and give me half your ass. I need you to use both cheeks. Because if I show up to anything, if I show up to anything,
that is a bar.
If I show up to anything,
I want a shirt.
You're not half-assing nothing. We using both cheeks.
Yes.
So if my yes is my yes, right? And I'm showing up to anything, that I'm showing up with almost 20 years of experience.
Yes.
Thank you.
Right.
Of blood, sweat, tears, fears, sacrifice, loss, gain, love, passion, and sometimes a standard for excellence that's gonna show up with me.
Yeah.
And some days I'm gonna show up motherfucking tired.
Right.
And that's when I started to realize, actually, Coco, you start to feel like you're running around with a chicken with your head cut off. You gotta step back for a second. Do I still want what I wanted? Maybe I don't want what I wanted. I'm not sure.
Right.
Maybe I do want everything I wanted.
Right.
When did I stop believing I could have it?
Right. That's the worst. I hate that. That's the worst voice. Like,
that's what happened to me in the last 4 years.
When you started having to jump through all these hoops.
But I've been through jumping through all these hoops. Yeah. So when did I say, oh, heck nah?
There's only so much energy as an artist you can put in before you realize that the sandbox you're playing is like not built for you, or just the system is broken.
Yeah.
And I've played that through my head so many times. I'm just like, okay, what if I do this? What if I tweak this? Maybe I'm not doing the artist thing anymore. Let's do the music production thing, or just do a label, or switching and changing the knobs. And you realize that everywhere you go, like, you still have to meet a person who blocks you from the rest of what's really going on. Whether it's the money or the partnership or the connection
or the exposure.
Or the exposure. Like even right now, I feel like I just need to, I'm just gonna focus on doing the independent thing. Okay, cool. Spotify, them labels own majority of that, so it's just like, and they're changing the rules now where you can't make certain money after a certain. So it's just like the labels still get that. So if you don't get it, they still get it. So it's just like, okay, you go touring. I was like, hey, well, there's still a guy who owns majority of that too, and he's saying these are the stipulations, and then it's just like there's nowhere you can go. It's bought and paid for a long time ago.
And then if you want access to your own algorithm for the people that you've amassed over time, you also got to pay for that too.
Right. So then you kind of sit there, you just realize it's just like, this is really a situation. At least this is where I arrived. I was like, this really is a situation where I have to either go back to just doing it because it's just a passion, which is another way of saying go back to making it your hobby, or come back when I've got the bread doing something else and just continue to fund it. And then you go back to balancing, whether that's working a 9-to-5 job or whatever your hustle is, and doing music. But then the energy of like coming back to the music is you're tired now because you're hustling somewhere else. But it's like,
yes, I think that is the option, or where we get pushed into. And also I think that we've almost forgotten the power of community. And what I mean by that is, if we look at, not to get into politics or anything like that, but I'm just going to plug it just for, if we look at this billionaires club right now that is playing house with all of us, playing Monopoly with all of us, right? Like, yo, okay, so I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna sign this executive order, I'm gonna make this bill, and then y'all, you're gonna vote it through, right? So it's like, we're seeing how we're being played, but yet we won't play the game with each other.
Literally just talking about this
That's what's happening, because what happens with us is we see like, oh shit, we go further together. Like, look at this momentum. Look at all these people that want what?
You know what happened?
What?
The reason why Monopoly's working is because somebody had a solid plan and people decided to play their fucking position.
Well, see, that's the no. See, but that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Because what happens is,
that's what I'm talking about.
Sometimes a community, it's like, well, who died and made you king?
Thank you.
And
even if you've been feeding the entire
dude.
You could feed everybody.
Dude.
And somebody would be like, well, who died and made you king?
Let's hold on though. Like, let's get real, because we did get to that stage where we were about to go into like playing roles at the Blue House. We really were. We drew up contracts. We all had round circles. We were like, come on, let's do this. Like, we're seeing this momentum. And then once it came down to actually putting a signature on paper and actually like, let's pay dues into the pot so that all of us can fucking benefit from it.
And this is the mindfuckery of capitalism. And that's the root of all of this problem. Mm-hmm. Because everything that we're talking about is not something that's subjugated to being an artist. It's something that's subjugated to doing whatever you're passionate about in America regardless. You could have went to school to be a doctor, and then you leave medical school. And depending on where you went to do your doctorate or your medical stay, you still got that doctor that's the head of that department in there. And if you're not on his team, on his good side, and he doesn't really see it for you the way he wants to see it for you, or whatever manipulative thing this gatekeeper has at this realm for you at this space, may block you from doing whatever it is. The blessing of living in a space that provides an idea of what freedom is that you really get to determine what that looks like. And in defining and creating community, it's hard for us because we've been conditioned to live in a society that says you're the individual business and you're the individual business and it's just you and it's just you, and if you ever fucking work for a business, you know it doesn't work like that.
It don't.
No.
It's never just one person.
No.
It's a whole team. There's a team of people that's just about the team of people being about the team of people sometimes.
Right. How do we now, with this wisdom that we all have, with this collective harmony that's clearly here, how do we start to think outside the box so that Coco isn't investing all of her own resources to get this stuff going, right? To where like you don't have to think about, well, do I gotta do this or that? And we can like put our mind, do a mastermind. Like, okay, no, how can we have both ends to where I don't have to work the corporate job, get the house, have the babies, still be the artist, still, you know what I mean? Like, and then burn myself out. It's like, okay, well, yeah, I could do it all, but like, then what's left?
You know, one answer is consistency.
Yep.
Like, they don't want us to be consistent. When we're consistent, you know, I think of like Claude Monet, like the painter, right? Haystack, 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 haystack. Like he's obsessed or something, right? Mm-hmm. Different lighting, different times of day, like different angles. Mm-hmm. But today, different story. Mm-hmm. We got a brand. Advertise. You got to work with who you got, you know? And there is something about that ragtag group of misfits. Everybody's got their niche thing that they're really good at, but you come together and you tackle today's struggles, you know, challenges.
Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, you know? I think that's the part that, like, I hear all the story of like the politics and all of that. I'm like, I just want to have a human experience of what it is to be an artist. And I feel like, I think that the first time I really experienced grief, like loss in the creative world of LA, and I saw how we were so zombie-ish that we don't know shit about each other. But we expect to build together. We expect to graduate with each other. We expect to be like, oh yeah, like the homie, like nobody knows each other like on some depth. And so in an industry where everything is so fucking plastic, like watch now, like there's gonna be a trend around authenticity. It's happening right now. Oh, what it is to be real. It's like we've kept it real and yet we don't know shit about each other. We congratulate each other because it takes one to know one what it is to go through the journey, like putting stuff on hold for the sake of community or for the sake of like, shit, my mom is about to die. Like I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like how do I create a legacy for my family? There's all of that, and I'm like, it's so funny that stuff got so fucking real that our whys has been changed and refined, but we haven't organized in such a way that those questions that goes beyond whether I make it or not are being answered. Because now those are haunting questions on top of like, will I ever make it? Is now, I don't want to see another one of my elders turn into an ancestors where I could have just integrated the life that I wanted. And what does that look like for us to do all of that? So like, it's interesting because I feel like there is, again, this crossroad theme of like, how do we change the industry? And it's like, we have to change the value of that industry. Otherwise, we keep on going in that gutter mentality that has all this scattered audience. We don't take the time to refine our niche and saying like, let me magnetize my frequency so that I don't have to over-explain myself to be seen, but like now people know who the fuck I am. I'm this bitch who's an actress. She's also a singer. She creates culinary experience. Like she doesn't have to just be a chef or a this because it's too much for the world that we live in. We also have to understand that we are overqualified by like certain industries. And until we keep on trying to show who we are based on like that angle that distort our truth, we are also going to go into this like twilight of a shithole of like, why have I not made it yet? Right. It's like, who the fuck are you? Like, who do you think you are? And I think that between the values that we've lost as artists because of this zombie life and also losing ourselves because that these industries don't see us, it's so important to just take a break and be like, you know what, here's some beignets. Let's actually simplify, because it gets too complex for no reason. And I think that for me, that was my story where I was just like, nobody knows me.
I require a level of community because I'm gonna show up for you as your community. So like I can only judge it off of what I do. So if that weird energy comes into my space, now I have to remind you of what you did, because clearly you must not see that what you did as something wrong.
And you got it, and you have to be accountable, because it's not, again, if we thinking about the big businesses, right, when they're deciding on what affects all of them and how it's like, well, I got a gas company and you got a gas company and we don't want that gas company, they will get together and do whatever they're doing, right? If it's like, yo, bro, you messed up, you was out on the yacht with one of the such and suches, and now we gotta clean it up in the media, cut it out, everybody can see you got it on your nose, bro, like somebody's able to, like, but if there are no checks and balances in it, then it gets a little interesting. I feel like a church works because there's a hierarchy, right? And I feel like in certain things there's an elder statesman of people that have respect. You get what I mean? And then it's like, all right, well, we all in the same age bracket trying to do some of the same things. How do you now figure that out?
Who's the elder that we're allowing in to help with the guidance?
Exactly. And
I know one.
And there has to be a space where somebody is humble enough to be like, because I had a situation where it was like, I don't want to have to say this when you're like, well, how come you won't introduce me to da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And it's like,
yuck.
Don't make me have to tell you where I'm at and where you are in this moment.
Right.
And I'm also not holding you back. I'm also not telling you what you can't do. I'm also not telling you who you are not, because I will support you on your entire everything.
Right.
But you do not have the right to step into my face or into my sphere and be entitled.
I was just about to say that.
Doesn't work like that. Yeah.
That's the part.
It doesn't work that way.
There's a lot of people, that expect that. It's like,
it doesn't matter what it is. I'm not entitled to anything. I'm grateful for everything. It doesn't matter what level anybody thinks they're on or what level you think I'm on. I am grateful for everyone that shows up. Yeah. And I appreciate it when someone gives me the opportunity to show up for them.
Yeah. Right.
I appreciate that you called me and said, Coco, I'm doing this. Pull up. Bet. Because then I found out people are like, well, Coco, you didn't even tell me.
Right.
You didn't even ask me.
Right. In the opening, we were just talking about, we retired this whole starving artist thing. We're nourished artists.
We're nourishing.
We're nourished. Like, we are full.
And it gets
fed,
weird.
We are abundant, right? Like, no more of this.
You be looking,
At the end of the day, people are really going through real things. Gas was really $9-10 at one point. Eggs is really 13 big bucks. Rent is really going up. Niggas' houses was really on fire. People was really waiting for checks. It's like, so the authenticity of the thing is like literally being real. Not like pretending or performing authenticity. Okay. And your realness and my realness and our realness is different. And whatever, but you feel it when it's there. And I feel like that's one of the ways that connection is important. And I feel like because of the way things are designed now, a lot of people can't tell what's real and what's fake.
Yeah, for
who's
real.
Who's phony and who's fake? That's the type of people I hate. Keep it real when you're living in.
Okay.
Hey. And on that break, we get into the music.
Yes, let's go. Real talk, I'm like, I haven't been a part of a jam in so...
Welcome to the first one.
You know, in so long. And I just want to create with you guys. I remember we would have potlucks and just break out into song.
I miss Cardi cooking.
You know? So to get into it, I have a little game. I have some cards.
I saw you with some cards in your hand. I was like,
what's happening?
She's going deep. It's a new moon and all things.
I have some cards, and I would like for us to pick one and just channel a vibe based on the card that we have.
She would.
Yeah? Are we down?
Let's get
Always.
Okay. And the gents, you can hold down the grounded, sounds.
Give the vibes.
Us women
will. It's the last day of Women's History.
You see?
Oh, stop.
We'll transmute the message for
we'll do it all,
the day. So again, welcome to Into the Cave. This is the last episode of season 1, episode 12. I'm picking my card. I will not look at it until we all have our cards. I hear the voice. Okay.
Are we looking at them?
Yeah, we're looking at her.
I knew that's the perfect one for me.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Animal guides. This is interesting because we usually have a spirit animal for every
that's
episode
interesting.
of Into the Cave. You want another card?
I don't know.
I love that for you. Let's see.
That's crazy.
The almighty sorcerer.
What did you get, Jack?
I got patience.
Hey! What'd you get, Jack? Huh?
Armor?
Armor.
Oh,
Ooh, so we are
Nice.
protected. Ooh, okay, so here we go. We got the armor. Okay. We are protected by our spirit guides, our animal spirit guides. No need to be afraid to go into the shadow work because we are the magic. We are the magician. If we practice patience and tap into each other, that is true community.
Ate that right on up.
It's because she got two brains right
She
now. She got two brains.
She ate that up. She didn't even.
It's the double brain going on.
She ate that up.
Magic. See, she did. She said,
ate
hear me
that
out, hear me out. Hear me out, because we're protected by the spirit gods to go through the shadow work. So don't be afraid because you are the magician.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that patience will get you into community.
Here we go.
Feel me?
That's it.
All that we talked about in the cards, unveiled.
In the cards. That's actually crazy.
Right?
That's so wild.
Wow. That felt good. That felt good. That felt good. Oh, so good. That felt good. That felt good. That felt good. Oh, so good. I love that.
My hands are cramping.
Okay.
Yeah.
They cramp.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a